can't remember where I left you yesterday, but I forgot to vlog when the carpenter was here, and the carpenter's name is Luke, and I actually went to, how many of my schools? Yeah, secondary school, first school with him, so I've known him for years. So he came round to look at the loft hatch, which is glitchy and probably needs changing, where we are planning to have some fitted wardrobes in the bedroom because we have no storage in there currently, and also some shelves for the alcove. So he came to discuss that yesterday, and then after that, and after a debate about veganism as well that we had while he was there, after that the tiler came, a guy called Sam, SP Tiles, if you want to look them up on Instagram, SP_tiles. He came round to look at the little area by the front door that I'm thinking would be sensible to get tiled, because we don't have an actual kind of entranceway, hallway really. That's where everyone's going to be taking off their shoes, so I thought it didn't make sense to have carpet there because it's just going to get ruined in absolute no time. So I thought some like waterproof tiles would be sensible. We could just wipe them clean if they get muddy. So he came to measure that, and it's only about a 1 metre squared thing, so shouldn't be too pricey. Anyway, so he came round, and then obviously I picked up the cheaper carpet samples that I wanted to show Si as well, and he had a look, and at first he came in and he was like, oh, they're not as nice as the others, and I was gutted because I actually think they are as nice as the previous ones we were looking at. So I really wanted him to go in and go, oh, they're great, let's go with that, but he didn't. So now I'm a bit torn. He's now said, oh, we probably should go with it because it's cheaper, but my fear is he'd do it, agree to it, I'll book it all in, it will get fitted, and it won't look as nice as he imagined it would, and I'll get the blame. It'll be like, well, I said all along I preferred the other ones, or yeah, I knew straight away the other ones were better, but you convinced me otherwise. You know how it plays out sometimes, and I want him to be totally on board, or we're not going to do it. But when he gets in from work at like 7:30, 8, and you're immediately firing questions at him, oh, it's just, all these things don't sound stressful, but when you've got so much going on at the same time, you're both stressed, you're both worried about money, you're both tired, and you're trying to juggle, friends and family commitments and appointments, and it is a lot actually. It's not all fun and games, even though I will never lose the gratitude to be in this position. I'm not going to lie to you and say that it is all fun and that it's all not stressful, because it is very stressful. I've lost the remote. Sorry, Keanu Reeves is on the telly and I mustn't miss him. And so today's Si's birthday, and I'd organised something locally, but some of his friends have organised something in London, so we're now going to London. Which is lovely of them to do it, but I'm just a bit stressed about money because I can't really afford to go to London. So yeah, I'm just trying to, what I might have to do is delay some of the work next week so I can afford to do his birthday thing in London now. Almost got to accept that part of this process is also probably letting friends down, friends thinking that you're not being a very good friend because you can't afford to see them very regularly during this period of time. But hopefully the sooner I get all this work done, I'll have a base that means if people want to see me, they can come and visit me if they can afford to. So that's my thought process and why I'm trying to do as much as I can now. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed today. I don't know if you can tell, I am a little bit on the edge. I want to make sure Si has a good birthday, but I also am trying to look after our finances. So got a bit of blogger mail today. I've also had some more wood samples through. I can't remember if I told you on the vlog, but we have decided against wood flooring for this property. Someone on Instagram had a bit of an issue with me that I keep saying that this isn't a forever home. Me saying that doesn't detract from me thinking it's wonderful that I've got my first home or that it's not a great place. It is, but I know that if we ever did embark on having a family or anything, we would move to a bigger place. So this isn't the forever home, and so I don't want to spend too much on it when we might only be there for a few years. I'd rather save that money for the forever home and to get expensive stuff like really nice flooring. I'd rather have something that's durable and practical, and that's fine by me. It's not a sacrifice at all. It's just a sensible decision in my eyes. So, good morning. So I'm feeling pretty much as fresh as I'm ever going to feel today. I got the second to last train home last night after our meal at Ping Pong for Si's birthday. So I decided to stay out, and he was planning on getting the last train home. It's now 10:49 the next day and he's still not home. I've looked on the WhatsApp groups, and from what I can see, he didn't get back to Fraser's house till like 3:30, if not later. And he's messaged me saying he is on the way back, but he's had to pause halfway through because he's struggling so much. And he said like this kid was screaming on the train, and it almost made him vomit all over the child. So I think he's quite fragile today, which I always have to deal with hungover Si. And hungover Si, he's like the worst patient ever. It's like the world is ending. He's moody, he's ratty. It's just a nightmare. So I've got that ahead of me today. But I will just suck it up because it is a birthday hangover, and you've got to just go, well, that was kind of predictable. I was hoping we could have a productive day with the house and move some stuff over, but I think the chances of that have diminished by a considerable amount. Last night was really nice though. It was just so nice to see everyone. So there's Gus, John and Fraser from the band were there, Zoe, who's Fraser's girlfriend, and Danny, I don't know if I call it, do I call it Dan? Danny. You know when you say something, sometimes it sounds wrong. No, I do call it that. Danny and Dunk, who came to California with us. And so it was, it was just really nice to catch up because I haven't seen Gus and John for a while, and it's just nice to catch up, see what everyone's doing, and everyone was just, it was just nice vibes, you know, one of those nice evenings. And en route to the restaurant, they bumped into Def Havana, You Me at 6, and Nothing But Thieves. So I knew this night had a chance to escalate, and I knew I wanted to avoid that because, you know, I'm just not into partying and getting drunk. It's just not my thing. So I knew from that point onwards that I would just make a sleek escape after the dinner part of the evening and leave Si to get as rowdy as he wanted to get with those lads, because I knew, you know, they're good time lads. I knew it would be a bit of a big night, and I think I've been proven absolutely correct. So Si's home, and as predicted, he is struggling a little bit today. We've just gone to Squire's Garden Centre because I was told they had some free wood pallets that they're saying people could help themselves to. I thought that'd be good to have on the floor of the garage, just to keep our bits off the floor while it's being stored in there. So we've picked them up. Now we're coming back, and we're just going to, oh, cucumber to the head.
Look, there's no kind of like
wobble factor.
It's a bit, I think it's a bit gone actually.
Oh, it's really wobbly.
It's really wobbly. No, I don't think it's good anymore. I'm gonna try it, but
good cucumber content here at home with Egg. How are you feeling, Si? Come on, honestly.
Not feeling too clever, I'm not gonna lie. A few drinkies last night, haven't I?
How many was it in the end?
Oh, I don't remember. I had a few, and then obviously the beer spilt on John, a whole pint spilt on
John got a whole big pint. It wasn't just, it looked like a 1.5 pint, I don't know.
He had a whole pint spilt all
just
over
on his
back.
thigh. Oh, and back.
No, it's his whole back.
No, did you not see his leg? His leg was drenched. Yeah, so John was having a great time. Is there any point asking what happened after I left? Because you probably don't remember most of it, do you?
Just went to a bar by the restaurant. Stayed there, and then went to Crowbar. Don't know why we went to Crowbar, but we went there. It's a bit old school. Really horrendously busy in there. But you know, it's the only place open, so we went there. And then went back to Fraser's and did a pass out.
Did a pass out and nearly vomited on a child on the train.
I did actually. Staying a bit nervous. He's screaming, and he just wouldn't shut up. And at first I thought I'd be okay, but it got progressively worse, and eventually I actually had to clench my fists and really start, you know, when you kind of like swallow.
Yeah, you have to concentrate, don't you? To
not... and then you kind of start to panic a little bit because you think, oh my god, because I've never actually been sick publicly ever like that. So, but it might be one of those times. I was just like, oh no, I was really scared. But luckily, no, I made it home.
Well done.
And now I'm out, up and about. I just feel like, you know, just getting up and doing things. You know, just forcing yourself to just get over it is probably the best thing. Otherwise, I'll just be in bed, just like vegetating. So
yeah, good plan.
I think this is the way forward. I mean, I feel horrendous. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely feel awful. I know I look gorgeous, but you know.
Back the car up because we're trying to save on having to pay for actual movers. So we're doing the first bunch. Can you see everything in the back there? And we're just going to put it in our garage, which we haven't seen yet. So it's the big garage reveal today, which I know isn't that exciting, but be interesting to see it for the first time. And we're so lucky we've got that, because you know it's not easy to get a garage around here. So yeah, a productive Saturday, and hopefully it will mean that a lot of the stuff will be over there, so when Si's at work I can start actually bringing stuff into the flat gradually once the carpet's down. So it just makes the process go a bit quicker if we do this today, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that, the look of death. View of our garage, lots of spiders in there. Doesn't look like my family garage, that's for sure, but it's good for storage. Good morning. So today's Si's feeling a little bit still tired after his big birthday, so we're not going to do anything adventurous today. So we've decided to have a chilled day with a bit of productivity like sandwiched in there. I've been doing some bargain hunting via Facebook Marketplace, and I've managed to find some bedside tables, £15 each, literally 5 minutes down the road. So I'm going to go and pick those up now with Si. So we're saving a huge amount there. I'm just going to get some white paint, wood paint from Wilko's, which will be cheap as well. I'm just going to paint them. That might be my job today, and I found some handles that I'm going to put on, which I think will look really great. And then we've also found a set of nesting tables. They're G-Plan, which is the same make as our dresser kind of cabinet that's going to go in the lounge. And it's 3 tables for £30 again. So we are going to go and pick that. That's a bit further. That's about 35 minutes away, so a bit of a drive, but because it's saving us so much money, it's still worth it, and I think they will go perfectly in our lounge. And because we haven't really got room for a dining table in our house, it's nice to have those little tables that we can just kind of pull in front of us when we're eating in front of the telly, or if you've got friends around that just want to have some snacks out or anything like that. So I think they'll be really useful, and when they're not being used, they can just be somewhere where we have a little side lamp, maybe vase, you know, coasters, those sorts of little bits and bobs. So successful bargain hunting today. Hopefully we're going to be pleased when we see them in the flesh. And it's just because we've got quite a few expensive outgoings at the moment for brand new things that we can't really get secondhand, like the carpet, for instance, and the tiles. It feels good to be saving where we can save, and also it's good to obviously be recycling rather than buying new. That's a good thing to be trying to be doing as well. So I feel quite good about that. And then I think later we might have a curry or something like that. So yeah, good Sunday. I feel like I always want to be making the most of the weekend when Si's about and try and do some stuff that's going to progress the house stuff. But it will be nice when Si can actually properly relax on a weekend and I don't have to make him do jobs or drive me places. But the sooner we get the house sorted, the sooner that will happen. So I feel like even though it might be annoying for him now, it will mean we'll get to the less annoying stage sooner. So it will even out overall. So here are the nesting tables, which I'm very happy with. So we got all of those for £30, and it's quite a desirable make, G-Plan, so that's a very good deal. And the top one's in pretty good condition, not too scratched. Some of the underneath one is a little less pristine, but it doesn't really matter because it's only going to be pulled out if guests need a little table to put their drinks and stuff on. So there, absolutely ideal. Already started upcycling them, so you won't see them in their original state, but if you follow me on Instagram at Home with Egg, you'll see the upcycle video there. So they're just these two John Lewis, can you see them there? Bedside tables. I've taken the handle off because we're going to replace the handles. I've just put a primer on for now, and I'm going to let that dry for a couple of days properly. Usually I get a bit impatient and then not let them dry for long enough, but I'll let them dry for what it says on the tin, and then I'll put the top coat on. I just bought some cheap Wilko paint, which a lot of people say is very good, so hopefully that will be all right. And I've already found the handles I'm going to add. They're from Anthropology. They're like koi fish, which I think is a nice little nod to Japan for Sai as well, so I thought that was perfect.